Have you ever noticed that moment when everyone rushes to pull out their phones to capture a sunset, but there's that one person who just stands there, quietly watching it with their own eyes? The one who casually says, "I'm not really on social media." And suddenly, people look at them like they just admitted they live off the grid somewhere. But here's the thing. That person isn't weird, antisocial, or out of touch. They might actually be protecting something most of us have already lost without even realizing it. If you're someone who doesn't feel the urge to scroll at 2 a.m., who doesn't need to post every moment or share your life online, your brain might be working a little differently than the billions glued to their screens. And in today's world, that's rare. Because not using social media anymore, that's almost a radical decision. Let's start with why everyone else is so hooked. Social media taps into one of the most basic human needs, validation. Every like, comment, and share triggers dopamine, the same chemical linked to pleasure, reward, and addiction. These platforms weren't built randomly. They were designed using behavioral psychology to keep you coming back. But people who stay away from social media, they're not immune to dopamine. They just get it from different places. Instead of relying on external approval, they find satisfaction internally. In simple terms, they don't need hundreds of people liking a photo to feel like their experience mattered. The experience itself is enough. Psychology calls this intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Most people online are constantly seeking external validation. But those who step away, they validate themselves. And once you reach that point, everything changes. Now let's talk about the darker side. Social media isn't just connection, it's comparison. Every scroll trains your brain to measure your life against someone else's highlight reel. And no matter what, you lose. Because you're comparing your real life to someone else's edited version. Studies have shown that even limiting social media can reduce anxiety and depression. But people who avoid it completely often report even higher life satisfaction. Why? Because they've stepped out of a game that was never meant to be won. There's also the attention factor. Scrolling constantly trains your brain to crave quick bursts of stimulation. Scroll, scroll, dopamine, repeat. Over time, your attention span shrinks. But people who don't use social media, they train their focus every day without even trying. They can sit with a thought longer, read deeply, stay present. But let's be real for a moment. Not everyone avoids social media for healthy reasons. Some people stay away because they're afraid of judgment, rejection, or being seen. That's not freedom. That's fear. So the real question is, are you avoiding it because it doesn't serve you or because you're hiding? One is power. The other is protection. For those who truly choose to stay away, there's a deeper realization. Social media isn't always social. It's performance. Every post becomes a small audition for attention. Every story becomes part of a silent competition. And some people look at that system and simply decide, I don't want to play. They choose real moments over digital ones. The laughter that isn't recorded. The conversations that aren't posted. The memories that aren't filtered. Because the best parts of life, they're often the ones you never share. Another interesting thing, people who stay off social media often have stronger real-life relationships. Not more connections, but deeper ones. Instead of spreading their energy across hundreds of online contacts, they invest in the people who actually matter. Quality over quantity. And then there's time. The average person spends hours every day scrolling. That adds up to weeks every year. Time that could have been spent creating, learning, thinking, or simply living. People who step away get that time back. And they use it differently. There's also something called continuous partial attention. It's when you're never fully present, always half in the moment, half waiting for a notification. People who avoid social media escape that cycle. When they're with you, they're actually with you. Society might see them as unusual, but in reality, they've just realized something simple. You don't need an audience to prove your life has value. There's even a creativity benefit. When people stop chasing likes and algorithms, they start creating for themselves again. Their work becomes more authentic. Because it's no longer about performance, it's about expression. And what about FOMO? The fear of missing out? Here's the truth. Most of what you're afraid of missing doesn't really matter. The meaningful things in life will reach you, whether you're scrolling or not. Social media is designed to keep you engaged, often by making you feel like you're not enough. But when you step away from that system, something changes. You start feeling enough, just as you are. No filters, no validación, no performance, just real life. This isn't about hating technology. Social media is just a tool. The real question is, are you using it, or is it using you? People who choose to stay off social media aren't better. They've just made a conscious decision. They've decided their time, attention, and mental space are too valuable to give away. So if someone asks why you're not on social media, you don't need a long explanation. You can simply say, I tried it. It wasn't for me. Because at the end of the day, you don't owe anyone a performance of your life. You just have to live it. If this made you think differently, this is Mind Cortex. Please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.